it's me, Margaret, and I am back this week with some actual items to show. Last week I didn't have anything. I will start off with this one. I was working on this, I guess a couple of weeks ago, and it's the Red Heart Fiesta yarn colorway Harvest, and it works really well in crochet. I thought I had tried to do a cable knit stitch, and you couldn't see the cable because the yarn was too busy. So for a matching scarf, I did a very simple, it's just double crochet back and forth this way with these little ends on it. And cat here too. So this will go to Yolanda Soto Lopez's Orphanage collection. And speaking of that, she recently released a video explaining where to send the items and what she's looking for, and she even has some that have already been sent to her. And the sooner you can get those in, the better, because they like to tag them and put them in little bags and stuff, and that you know, takes a while, and she wants to do it around Christmas time. So if you have anything to send, go ahead and send. She'd greatly appreciate it. I think her goal was 800 sets this time, so that's a lot. 3 orphanages. So I'm going to link to that video so you can learn more about it, and I hope you'll participate in that with me. Now, another thing that's been taking up my time this week is I've been sewing. This was a great big giant project bag that I made. I don't know if you can see it. I used a light interfacing, but it really needs a fusible fleece. But I've never done anything like this before, so I've really been experimenting a lot. Just learning about some of this. And like, for instance, this was one of the little bags I made with the inside lining, just a small, you know, I've got some good project bags myself. And so I thought I could use little bags like this to throw notions and whatnot in to help be organized. I even have one in my purse, but I forgot to get that one out. It's a polka dot one. And speaking of polka dots, I made this one, and I thought I'd get really clever and put a little monogram thing right here. It's actually just ink, but I got it crooked. but still, I'm learning, and I was doing a good job. I can sew things like curtains and pillows and things like that, but I had never tried a bag. I thought this one was cute with the little people. It has coffee, has a coffee cup on it, and cute little people. It has, what else? Food, of course, that's important. A kitty cat and a puppy dog. And I just thought that was really fun. And what did I line this one with? It's just kind of a gray with that. And then I experimented along the lines with a box bag. A boxy bag, which is what the instructions said. And I should have stuffed it, because right now it doesn't look like a box, does it? But I lined it with that same little square fabric, and it did come out really well. I really liked it, but I think it would have benefited from fusible fleece on the inside. Now, while I was experimenting and learning and teaching on all those little bags, teaching myself, that is, I got really clever and I made some of these bags. I made 3 of them so far, and they're lined differently. I had some blue right there. I had, what else? Oh no, I'll show you that one last. Another blue, and dun da da, my sheepy. See my sheepy? He's all in there. Isn't that cute? And I thought, I was trying to think of something different to do for a giveaway. I've hit over 4,000 subscribers now, and my 2-year yarn anniversary is coming up. I started doing YouTube yarn videos back on September 10th, 2 years ago. So soon we will have a giveaway. I'm thinking I might work on that the upcoming week or so. So not sure what I'm going to put in with them, because I think I'd rather have more winners and then have, you know, two great big prizes, if I could have a bunch of smaller prizes. So I don't know. You can let me know what you think on the bottom. I'm still going to do whatever the heck I want to do, but your input is welcome. Now also this week I had some mishaps with my yarn work. Well, here, look at these videos. Now for this next project is something I mentioned before, but this is my project bag I got from Erin, and it's so handy. I didn't realize what I was really missing out on, and that I left my yarn in here. And you know, I have cats that want to sit on me, and Calico laid right on top of this, but I could still pull my yarn out and she didn't get hair all over everything. It was great. Okay, here is the cabling that I was practicing. And I did pretty well on the cable just by itself, but again, I'm not paying attention and I got off. This is supposed to be the seed stitch. So see how beautiful my seed stitch is here? And then what the heck happened here? I don't know. I cannot even tell you. So I don't know if I'm just too easily distracted for these more complicated knitting patterns or what. But I am just going to say I'm not advanced enough for it yet. I'm not giving up hope that I am just too distracted. Now this baby sheep hat by Melissa Burt is on Ravelry, and I found this pattern a long time ago, and of course I couldn't hand knit. So let's rewind. Let's go back in time. First of all, I've been playing with my Addie again, and I learned the duplicate stitch. I saw this really cute pattern where, of course, you were to knit it with needles, and it was piecework. I think that's what you call it, color work. And it was this. Well, here's a picture. But of course, you know, I can't do that. So I looked up duplicate stitch, and I got my Addie out and I did a practice. And this was my prototype because, again, I have difficulty in determining how many rows I need to do to make things or whatever. And of course, the yarn affects your length. So I did this little sheep. And it's okay. And, you know, my stitches were uneven or whatever. So I said, okay, let's give it another go. All right, this time I actually used a different yarn. This is Red Heart Turquoise, and this is Impeccable Aqua. So it made up differently. Now I did use less rows up here, but it just feels different. It's much tighter. So I tried again. I got my stitches more even, but you know, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't look right. So then I thought, hey, I wonder if I could do color work on the Addie. I know it's possible. Some people have done it. So I gave it a go. Epic fail. Okay, so I'll be reusing this yarn. So I gave it a go with the needles, and I'm not ready for this yet. Inside, I think I'm doing pretty well on my floats. They're not too tight, they're not too loose. I've found that when they get like this, you can just easily tighten them up. Where do I pull? Right there. So it all works out. So it'll be a stretchy hat. So I'm not so displeased with my floats. What I'm displeased with is my inability to pay attention to detail. For example, this is supposed to be one row of knit followed by a purl, and then you had to do, well, let me show you here on the pattern. This was the knit row, and then you had to purl, 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 and then you lessen. You don't have the same amount, but you're still purling, no problem there. But here, you knit the first row, you purl, then you go purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl. And I just didn't pay attention. Now the reason why it's important is because that will be the face. You'll go back and do the duplicate stitch on the face. Well, I didn't pay attention, so I've got pearls right here. And it's just so much trouble to go back and fix it, and I just don't think I'm ready for it. I just don't pay attention to detail, which is very important in knitting, I'm finding out. And then here, I just do not know what I did. Another thing I discovered was, do you see this line right here? I was trying not to carry my floats too long. They say that it's best to, not carry more than about 3 stitches worth, and so this required 6. Well, if you're knitting the stitch, you can twist it and catch it up in there without it being seen. But purling, it doesn't work that way apparently, so I'm not sure what to do in that instance other than just make really long floats like I did right here. So, I don't know. I think I'll rip this out and try again. And fast forward to today, I did it. Dun da dun. Now, it did not come easily. And the duplicate stitch kicked my butt, if you'll forgive the crude expression. But it's not nearly as easy as it appears on YouTube when you're watching it. But, if you hold it back like this, you can clearly see it's sheep in a field. Just don't look at it too closely, because, look at this poor sheep. But then again, her duplicate stitches weren't perfect either. So, but it was fun. I had a good time doing it. So that was, plus I loved going back and trying. I like to see how I've learned and progressed. And this was a great example of something that I had saved forever, wishing I could find some way to do it, whether it was crochet or my knitting machine or whatever. And I couldn't. So I did it myself finally, the way it was meant to be done. I would really like to see one of you more experienced knitters do this precious little hat. It's so cute, and with the proper skills it would be absolutely adorable. And remember that Erin, Gimme Yarn 418, is having her hatathon. I don't know what you really call it, hat-along, knit or crochet or loom knit or whatever you make hats. The same hat pattern cannot be repeated. It's on her Ravelry group, TGIF. Thank God it's finished. And so anybody is welcome to join in. But hats are one of my favorite things to do. And this won't count, even though it is September. I actually had begun it in August and thought I was just going to whip it up before the end of August, but it was harder than I thought. So, but my decreases I did really well on my decreases. I don't know if that's showing up, but everything else went really well about the hat, but the duplicate stitch, I'm not pleased with that. So, that's all for now. Be on the lookout for the Yarniversary celebration, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.